Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my new subscribers and welcome. And if this is your first time joining, then I'm glad that you decided to come on by. I hope everybody had a good day yesterday and stayed safe. If you did fireworks, hopefully there were no injuries or anything. We just stayed home. Well, we went to my in-laws' house for some burgers and hot dogs and all that, and then we came home because we have 2 dogs and a cat, and one of my dogs is a little anxiety-riddled baby, and not that, you know, a lot of dogs are afraid of fireworks, but she's also afraid of fireworks among a lot of other things. So we just sat at home and played some games and went to bed. And I had a good night. Speaking of dogs, if you follow Mama Llama Kayla on YouTube, and if you don't, you should follow her. I will put her name in the description so you can follow her, but I'm assuming most of you do, and most of you probably followed me from her. She just did a cat parade where you could send in pictures of your cat, or like pictures of a cat that you made, basically in any format, or both, which I sent in both. And speaking of my cat, for that's one of the items I'm going to be showing today that is a newer make since my last update. But she's going to be having a dog parade. And you can send in pictures of your dog, of your like real dog, and you can send in pictures of a dog that you make, which can be amigurumi, it can be crocheted, knitted, loom knitted, literally whatever. It can also be diamond painted or painted. It can be literally any format. I'm trying to get this to focus on the cat. It can be literally any format, so whatever your favorite hobby, your poison of choice is, you can send that in, and you can send 1 or 2 photos. So and that's like a little subscriber collab. So if you subscribe to her, then you can send that in and you can be part of that, and it's just a fun little community thing. So that's my cat that I made for the parade. I will put all of the details for the patterns in my description box, because I really need to start keeping like a notebook of what I make, and like the pattern and the yarn size, or the yarn that I use, and the hook size and all that. That's actually something I was just thinking about yesterday. So I'm gonna be looking for a notebook for that. I'm gonna have to get a new one. I like to like keep my notebooks separate as much as I can, so I think that is something that I should like dedicate a whole notebook to. Just like an ongoing list of everything that I make and like all the details. I think that'd be really handy. But anyway, I don't have, all of that to say is I don't have a list right here with me, and I don't remember every pattern. Some of them I'll remember, but not all of them. And that one is like, I know it's an Etsy pattern, and it's like jumbo, it's jumbo cat of some kind, but like I said, I'll put it in the description. Something cool and exciting that I'm going to be doing, speaking of cats, something cool and exciting that I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be doing a collaboration, I think you would call it a collaboration, with Mama Llama Kayla, and her and I are both going to be making this mandala blanket. You may have seen, she made a yellow one already, and it was so gorgeous. Like, oh, I love that blanket. And she was talking about making another one when she was making it. And I was like, I commented saying that I wanted to try making that blanket, because it's so cool, and like, I want one. And she was like, well, why don't we make it together? And I was like, yes. So if you haven't seen it, it's this mandala stitch along. This is like a close-up picture, but it's obviously a lot bigger than that. It is on the Crochet Crowd's YouTube channel. Here's like another version, like in different colors. Like I said, this is like a big close-up because this is just like the middle. But it's on the Crochet Crowd's YouTube. It's a crochet along, which is super, super helpful to me because, as some of you may know, I literally learned to crochet from YouTube. Like, I started with granny squares and just like looking up every stitch. And that was like the best way for me to learn, and it worked so well for me. And I literally just YouTube everything that I need to know, because I'm a visual learner, and it's really difficult for me to just read what I'm supposed to do. I tried that in the past when I would try to like crochet. I actually tried to knit, not crochet, in the past. Several times I've bought like a, learn to knit book kit thing, and massively failed. Like, I would maybe get like a little swatch done, but like it would look terrible and it would take me 700 years and I would just like lose interest. I really struggle with just like reading deep descriptions on how to do things from like scratch like that. I like to see it, and then now it's a lot easier for me to understand things written, and of course I can read patterns, but yeah, I got off on such a tangent that I had to remember where I was coming from with that. But anyway, I'm really excited about it being a crochet along because I feel like for something this like involved and different from anything I've ever done, that's going to be really helpful to me, because I've been really interested in mandala blankets. Like the whole time I've been crocheting, whenever I see them, I'm like, I definitely want to make a mandala blanket. I actually have like a few different mandala blanket patterns and like how-tos and stuff saved on my computer. I haven't really opened them much because I glanced at them when I downloaded them or whatever, and I was like, this looks like it's gonna be a project. So I was like, later. But this one has YouTube videos, and it's based off of I think it's a pattern by Yarnspirations or something, or posted on Yarnspirations. I'm not sure. It's a free pattern. I was trying to see if it was written anywhere on these worksheets that I printed. Yeah, I don't remember. I'll put the details though in the description. And you guys are free to join if you want to. That was what I was getting to, was anyone can join us and make this blanket. It would actually be super fun if other people wanted to make this blanket. So we have both decided to do rainbow as our like color theme for this blanket, but you can do anything you want. And there is a like, I printed out these worksheets so that I could keep track of my colors. So there's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So there's going to be 7 different colors if you choose to follow their color pattern. So I went through and like mapped out what letter is going to correspond to what color in my blanket. I do know that when Kayla made her blanket last time, she just kind of eyeballed it and like felt out what color she wanted to do instead of following the letter corresponding thing. So as I'm doing it, I might kind of do that too. Like if I feel like if I see a certain color looks best next to this one, or it looks better in this certain stitch or whatever, because not all of the stitches, you know, of course, in a mandala blanket, not all of the stitches are going to be the same size, like, or not all the rows are going to be the same size. Like if you have a row of single crochets, that's going to be a lot smaller than like, you know, these like thicker rows. So if I am coming up to a color that I don't think will look good, or I think a certain other color will look better, I might, you know, take some creative liberties with that, because I mean, that's the fun of doing something yourself, is being able to take all the creative liberty that you want to. But other than that, I'm just going to basically go in the Roy G. Biv order. I'm also including black in mine, so I'm just doing red, black, and then orange, yellow, green, blue, purple for mine. So super excited to do this. Anyone is welcome to join. So if you would like to join, keep an eye out for that. I think we're gonna do like a section a week or something like that. But more, I'll have more details to come as far as you know, what rounds we're working on or whatever. And I'll continue to update on that and post YouTube videos. So this is also kind of exciting because this is like my first YouTube videos where I'm not just posting a sporadic like roundup of things I've made. So it's gonna be like I have like a reason to get on and do a video that's not a roundup. So that's gonna be cool. I'm really excited about it. But if you want to join, then you can obviously, if you have a YouTube channel, you can post, you know, your video or your blanket progress in a video format, or you can email it to me or email it to her, I'm sure too. She'll be making a video about the blanket soon too. So it's going to be super cool. And if you want to post it on Instagram, you could post it on Instagram, you know, whatever you feel like doing. But yeah, so that's going to be exciting. Got like a long-term project. And then just to continue on with my things that I've made since my last video. I actually was going to get on here a little bit quicker. But I've been having like massive back pain. And like to the point where there were some days where like I couldn't even sit in a chair at all. So I did my best. I'm here now. But I got all these new followers and I like was very excited about it and wanted to come on here and like thank you guys and just like hang out, you know, but I had to wait a little bit. So here is the next item. This is a bag. This is a purse. And I just like took a strap from an old purse that I have because I needed these. Well, I probably didn't need them, but the pattern that I was following, which was a bag-o-day crochet pattern, she used rings on hers. And I was like, I'm gonna have to get some rings. And then my husband was like, do you have like an old bag that you don't use anymore? You could just like harvest the rings from. And I was like, you know what? I probably do. And I did. And I was like, I'm just going to leave the strap on there because I wanted this to be a crossbody bag. And I already got the crossbody strap. So I haven't tried lining this yet. I do think it needs to be lined. But I'm terrified to line it because I've never like lined anything before, and I don't want to say I don't know how to sew because I have sewn things before. I attempted to make plushies before, but they weren't too bad. And I've like done a little bit of this is the back of the bag. I've done a little modification to things for cosplays. I don't know if you know what a cosplay is, but it's like where people dress up as like characters from things and they go to a convention. I've done like, you know, some cosplay modifications, but I'm completely, I don't even know if I want to say self-taught because I don't like know stitch names or anything like that. I just like finagle. And, you know, I just make it happen because, I don't know, I feel like you can just kind of roll with it as far as like very basic sewing goes. And I think that sewing the liner to this would be like a pretty basic stitch or whatever. Like I think that part, the type of things that I normally do would be fine. I have like kind of looked up stitches before and been like, okay, so this is what I should do for this. But I don't know what any of them are. Or probably even really remember them. But I'm gonna have to get fabric and cut it to the size of the bag and sew it together and all that. And it's very daunting. But yeah, I want to make a liner for this and I'm really, really happy with how this came out. I love the colors. So this is like what I trimmed it with. I love this trim color. My sister was like, loving my mushroom granny square hats, and she's like, you should try to make a bag, like a purse. I love this trim color. That's my favorite. So this is done in like, you know, earth tones or whatever, which I, you know, the bag is this part, this like mustard colors and the mushroom colors and this like gray. I really like it with like, especially paired with like these brighter, like vibrant colors. I've grown to appreciate earth tones more as I get older, but I'm definitely like a vibrant color person. I love vibrant colors. And then I did that for the attaching the straps. Trying to it's a variegated, or I guess it'd be a variegated. It changes color as it goes, so it's different colors. But I love that yarn. I really do. But yeah, so that's my mushroom granny square bag. And I definitely want to try out making more bags and try lining that. I think that's going to be super cool. Okay, so the next thing I will show you is something that I had posted, or I had shown my progress, work in progress, last time for, and it is this mushroom fae. I did like a little asymmetrical like placement, attachment, however you want to say it, of the little mush cap hat that it's wearing, so it doesn't go you know, perfectly symmetrical on either side. It's fully posable, even its head can turn. And then its arms and everything have metal. They have wire in them. Don't mind this stick. I'm going to try to make a stand for it, which I've never done before, so wish me luck on that. But yeah, it's got fully posable arms, and I also made it this little bag because I was like, she needs a little bag for foraging. So when she goes foraging, you know, she could put like her little mushrooms or whatever in her little bag. And I love this, the way that this yarn looks. This was one of the yarns that I got from the Hobby Lobby clearance, and it's a sock yarn. It was like Cozy Feet or whatever, that Hobby Lobby has those little tiny balls, or like little tiny skeins of yarn, and the color reminds me of like a bowling alley carpet, or like an arcade carpet, like very just like a 90s and like, I don't know, like arcade kind of blacklight bowling kind of color scheme. I really like it, so I had to get it, even though I was like, I have no idea what I'll make with that. And the opportunity presented itself perfectly, because I was like, I will make a little basket. But yeah, I really, really like how this came out. And she's got sparkly purple eyes. I got to use my sparkly eyes that I got, so I love that. And then, oop, and here's a look at her hat from the back. And I've got, I double-stranded this with that hand-dyed yarn I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, the one that I made the cool toned mushroom hat that I think I talked about in my last video. How I double-stranded with that. I double-stranded with it for part of the hat, so this part I obviously didn't. And this is just a Lion brand mandala cake. And it like ombres into the different rainbow colors, but it didn't get super far, obviously, through the colors. But it starts out with like red, and it ombres down into orange down here. And I double stranded it with white with like specks of like rainbow. And then I switched to a thicker yarn when I got down to the bottom, which also has the flecks in it. Try to focus that. This white also has the flex in it. It's actually the same yarn as this blue one is. It's another, I love this yarn. I've talked about this yarn in my other videos if you wanted like the name of it or anything. I don't have it sitting here, but like you can kind of see like the flex in there. It's the same type as this one, it's just a different color. So I switched to that thicker one once I got to the bottom. And this is how it turned out. So I love that. But yeah, and she is fully posable. You could do whatever. She could put her hands on her hips. But yeah, I really like that. I'm so happy with it. And this was my first time doing a like posable wire one. Because I did wire, well, I did wire in that Hollow Knight like little skeleton thingy that I made for my husband, which is actually why I had the craft wire, but it was in its horns and they're not like meant to be posable. It was in its horns so that you could like pose them into the horn shape and then, you know, you leave them. So it's kind of fun to be able to move her arms around and pose her in different ways. And then the last two items that I have to share with you guys today are just some hats. I've just been working on some bucket hats. So I've got this mustard one, and I switched to this other mustard same one I used for this bag actually, for the trim of it. And that's what I've got going on with that so far. I'm kind of thinking about adding some like embellishments to it though. I kind of, I don't know if I will with this one because it's a super, super soft yarn. Incredibly soft. I don't know if you can tell. Sorry about that. I needed to make room on my phone and I ran out of recording space. But anyway, what I was saying is this is super, super soft, and so I don't know if I want to attach anything to it, but I was thinking about putting like little mushrooms on it, or I don't know, like I have these little butterfly buttons that I got, which I used on my jellyfish. I just have like some ideas of like embellishing some hats, but I don't know if I'm going to do it with this one. I might use a like less soft yarn, like, you know, a little bit more of a sturdier yarn, and like try doing some like embellishments. And then my last item is this bucket hat that I made with bunny ears, that I made with cat ears. So it's just purple with purple and pink ears. And there's a close-up for those. The pattern that I followed just had you do the one layer for these, and then they were also pink in the middle on the back, but I made another just purple and doubled it together like that to give them more structure. They're nice and thick now, and then it has a definitive front and back. So yeah. And that is my makes and my news for you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming over here and commenting and liking and interacting with me. It's been super fun getting comments and people liking my stuff and everything. It just means a lot to me. And I noticed a few of you guys went over to my Etsy shop and favorited some stuff, so thank you for that too. I've heard that that's like super helpful, so it means a lot to me that people took their time to not only look at my videos and comment and watch them and, you know, spend your time and energy on them, but you also went out of your way to like go find my Etsy shop or like find my link in my YouTube and go to my Etsy shop and favorite some stuff. That was super nice, and like I did not expect that. So thank you guys. I will see you guys soon with another blanket update. So stick around for that, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!